y'all, it's Jennelle.
And this is Ashley. Welcome to Loving in Reality.
Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Ashley and Jennelle, and we're talking about Married at First Sight, episode 16.
Yep, 2 more weeks till decision day. And I
I
feel
don't
like we've been
even
saying
know.
that for a while. 2 more weeks.
It's so long. I need to know now. This episode was interesting in some ways, but not really.
I was in and out of the episode, I'll be honest. I missed some things, but I think I caught the important stuff.
First of all, what was the sperm tester? What was that Lindsay and Mark were doing?
That was so odd to me. One, y'all don't need to have kids. Y'all don't even need to be thinking about kids right now.
Who make him test his sperm? Like, I feel like there's so many things that Lindsay does that's very, like, emasculating.
We could have done without that scene. The viewing public could have done without that scene.
For real. Like, why does she's always forcing him to do these, like, things? If you're really serious about family planning, then okay. But, like, why? Why?
He's actually seemed like he was interested.
I guess. And then the way she was talking about his sperm, like, I feel like she does not miss an opportunity to insult this man.
Oh, right. She's going to find something, any old thing. Your sperm looks like your glue. Lindsay, shut up.
Like, she does not miss an opportunity to insult this man.
She went in the bathroom with him. Did he want her in there?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. Her conversation with Elijah was kind of interesting as well to me. Like, her side of it. I don't even want to talk about Elijah One's side right now.
Oh, God, no. We'll get to that later. We will get to that later. But I don't even remember what Lindsay was telling him. What was she saying?
She was just, I mean, the way that she was, it's the same thing that I always say about how she wants all these things from Mark that to me, she does not give to him. And then she said something about, well, she doesn't like how he doesn't go to her for things. He goes to the guys first or to someone else first.
Oh,
and it's like, why? And you really don't know why, Lindsay? You don't know why? Do we need to rewind the tapes to how you continuously attack him anytime he says anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and normally if someone had said that, though, I would understand them because I would want my partner to come to me, too, and not everybody and anybody else. Right. But in this case, I get why he does that because of the way she's gone off on him. Yeah.
Or even what Elijah was saying, which was actually, I think he was trying to say it in a nice way, but how she is condescending, like corrects him when he says a word, something wrong. Like, you know what he meant? Let's just move on with the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to continuously try to correct someone, or it's like it's like trying to have the upper hand at every chance that you can get, like every chance you get.
I think she thinks she's better than him.
Yeah. I mean, she continues to point out how his life is such a disaster. Again, every chance that she gets.
But she seems to like that.
I think it makes her feel better about herself.
It does.
The fact that cool, though. She acts like she says stuff about him not having, you know, all these things in his life, not together. But at the same time, I don't feel like Lindsay would be as happy in the relationship, even though she tries to make it seem like it's a sour point, if he didn't have things for her to fix.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, she acts like it annoys her, but I feel like she secretly wants to have
she
things.
Enjoys it.
Yeah. Because it gives her a sense of value to the relationship. Because other than that, if she wasn't doing all these things for Mark and she wasn't able to fix, like, pretend like Mark had his life, I want to say together, but he didn't have things that he needed to do. Like, he didn't have, you know, issues with his mother, the stuff that happened with his apartment, you know, all these different things. If he didn't have those things, his job, then what would Lindsay really bring to the relationship aside from her being condescending, you know, always making fun of him or talking down to him or, you know, all these other kind of things? Like, what would be the good side?
Introducing him to sushi.
Trying new foods.
That's it.
And then even doing that in a more insulting way. Like, making fun of his food choices, calling him a child and all these other kind of things because he doesn't want to try what you want to try.
Mm-hmm.
The way that she goes about trying to do things seems more as pushing the other person away. You can't try to bring someone closer by making fun of them or making them feel bad if they don't do what you say.
Mm-hmm. And she's always just trying to insert herself in things too, like unnecessarily.
Like Elijah one.
I noticed.
That's why they became such good friends.
Yeah, they are very similar.
Yeah.
They're definitely very similar.
I was like, what?
But, what did you think of Mark's friend? Because he seemed like he was pushing for the relationship.
I feel like he was probably pushing for the relationship because he might not really understand what's really going on in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like he just thinks, oh, Mark needs someone to push him out of his comfort zone. All that could be true. And all that could be true about Lindsay pushing him out of his comfort zone. But at the same time, if she's breaking him down mentally, that's not good.
Yeah.
But I don't think his friend understands that point or even sees it. If he hung out with him enough, because I don't remember seeing him around, but they don't film all the time. But if he hung around Mark and Lindsay enough, I don't think he would think the same thing. If it was my friend, I wouldn't.
And not if he knew what she said in that bathroom.
Or what she says almost any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Constantly making fun of him in the bed, like anything.
She's the worst. But his friend said to I would base your decision off of this week. This 1 week? You want him to ignore the other 7?
Yeah.
That didn't make sense to me. I was like, Mark, please don't listen to him.
If he did base it off of this 1 week, it's not like it would be like 100% good anyway. Especially if that conversation they had about his house, how he wants to live in the house and she doesn't want anything to do with the house, really.
I actually kind of understood what she was saying there. I think she was saying if we're going to live in the house, I would like to make it my own.
Yeah, I understand that. I feel like if they wanted to really find a way to make that work, they can just compromise on some things. There would be a lot of things that you would definitely need to get rid of. The house is old.
Yeah, it is.
But also, if there were certain pieces of furniture, like he was saying, a dresser, if there's certain pieces of furniture that he finds value in or that's important, you can find a way to kind of incorporate it into the house some kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like there is room to compromise. I don't know if either one of them are looking towards that. It seemed like Lindsay was just like, no, I don't like that dresser. It's not me. It don't fit the decor that I would put in this house.
Because I guess she feels like she is compromising by living in that house that she doesn't want to live in.
Well, I wouldn't want to live in it if you didn't want to live in it. I feel like making compromises on big things like that sometimes builds resentment.
Yeah.
On big things like living in a house and where the house is located. I mean, when they did the Zoom away, it seemed like a nice house. They had a little balcony on the roof and everything. I'm like, this has potential to be a nice house.
Yeah.
But not if they're gonna be like, well, I moved in this house for you. If that's gonna be
Lindsay would do that. Lindsay would do that.
If that's gonna be a focal point of every decision, that one thing about her moving in the house, don't do it.
I don't think they should say yes to each other. So hopefully we won't even need to have this discussion about the house.
Yeah, I don't think they should say yes either.
But those two need like neutral ground. It wouldn't work. I don't think it would work moving into the house.
I would be kind of scared if Mark doesn't say yes, though, because I feel like Lindsay's gonna go off. I feel like Lindsay would go off even if she was gonna say no. She doesn't seem like she would handle rejection well. Well, she hasn't handled rejection well thus far.
I think that was pretty much it for those two. And then Mark got him a Charlie horse at the...
I was like, dang, Mark can't catch a break.
Lindsay was trying to help. He was like, stop.
This man cannot catch a break with anything. So I see from the conversation that Noy and Steve had that they definitely decided that they were not going to move in together after decision day if they both said yes. I didn't know that was like a decision.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we're still talking about that. I didn't know that that was still a thing.
I thought it seemed like it was like a finalized thing. Like that's what they're doing, because she was like, how do you feel about us not moving in together after decision day? And I was like, oh, so that has been decided.
Huh. Steve was just gonna go along with any old thing to keep Noah happy.
Yeah, it was funny when they asked the question, or when she asked the question about what would you do differently. He was like, I probably would have got a job and not said anything about the noodles. Basically, whatever to make Noy happy.
I mean, I don't think that would have changed anything. They still would have had some other issues.
Yeah, I mean, having arguments, even petty ones, are not bad, because you learn to, get over it, make up, and stuff like that. You learn to move past things. So that's not a bad thing. I thought it was funny when he said, I probably would have just got a job. I guess so. If he knew it was going to be the focal point of the entire relationship, probably would have.
Oh, goodness, he wouldn't have got a job.
He probably would have had one going into it and then like quit if he didn't like it.
Yeah, that I can see. I can see.
He was like getting kind of upset at the dinner though about the lack of trust, which is really weird to me. How Noy is like, I can't trust you, but then in another scene, she was saying that it's disappointing how Steve doesn't trust her, because he was saying
they
something.
don't seem to trust each other.
Yeah, when it comes to their responsibilities and their relationship.
Yeah.
Like, she was upset how Steve wouldn't trust her. I think it was about the house stuff. And he's like upset how saying like, I have a record of having a job, being, getting into that career field is not something that you can just easily do. It takes schooling, it takes dedication to be able to get into that career field. So that should show enough of my character where you would believe me. And she was just like, well, I haven't seen it. And he was just like mad, which I could understand that, because when you work hard for something and someone's acting like it's insignificant, and those are the words that he used, he feels like she's saying that his dedication and, the things that he's done in his past don't really matter. They're not significant enough to mean anything. I can see how that would be hurtful if that's how I felt from the situation.
Yeah. I mean, I do also see where Noy is coming from, though. I really do. It'd be hard for me to blindly put my trust in a stranger.
I feel like I'm trying to figure out, why is it still so blind, though? Because
she's never seen him work. She hasn't seen him bring in income. Yes, she may see him pull from his savings, but she has not seen him bring anything in. She doesn't know what working Steve looks like and what that paycheck looked like.
I would be more concerned, not with the paycheck, because if he has a savings, I mean, unless he like won the lottery or something, obviously he knows how to work and make money because he saved the money. My more concern would be like, because work brings on stressors, and maybe because I'm thinking from a mental health standpoint, I could see if she was concerned with, I don't know how the dynamics of our relationship would go if he started working, because then stuff around the house would look different. Then we would have to divvy up chores. We both would be busy. How would we make time to spend with each other? Those are the type of concerns that I would have when it comes to like somebody working, because that kind of changes the interactions and the dynamics of the relationship. But my concern wouldn't be like, does he know how to make money, when I see evidence of him making money? But I don't see evidence of how he is under stress when he's working. I don't see evidence of how does he make time for his family when he's working? Is he a workaholic? Does he work long hours? Those are the types of concerns that I would have. But maybe it's because, like I said, I'm thinking it from a mental health like type of standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like they both should say no as well. So.
Oh, Steve is over there buying a ring, so I don't know if he's saying no.
Well, Steve was saying he was buying a ring. Doesn't necessarily. First of all, I didn't see him press order. And it wouldn't be there that fast. That was like the day before decision day.
I know some say it's for later. That's what, I don't think he's going to say no.
Well, if it's for later, he can return it. I think he's going to say no.
Well, maybe that was just for show. Like just for the show.
It kind of seemed like an ad, because he was kind of like describing, like, you can go in and change the color. And yeah, they have free engraving. I'm like, is this an ad?
He did say the name. He said,
yeah. I was like, is this an ad for this company? Because that's what it seemed like, a commercial.
Yeah, if I were Steve, I would for sure say no.
But it's just funny how he's so willing to compromise, whatever to make Noi happy.
And I feel like at this point, for him, it's not even a compromise, it's a sacrifice because they're not meeting in the middle.
Yeah, true.
He's
It's
not
not a
getting anything
compromise.
he wants. She's getting what she wants.
Yeah, compromise is
But he
definitely the wrong
doesn't.
word. It would be a sacrifice, especially with the living apart thing. Because he was
Yeah.
really, really against it, and now he's just like, I guess we'll see. Which I don't know. That kind of gives me vibes of he's gonna say no, and maybe that's why he's just like whatever. But because that would be a big deal to me, just living separately. And at first he was like really against it, and now he's like, well, we'll see if it breaks us up or keep us together. Like what? Okay, see.
He keeps doing that. Steve, you can't maintain that. You can't.
No.
Also, Noi, she bothers me. I mean, I don't make very much, so I need to know that my partner essentially can support me and these 3 kids I want.
Yeah.
You could also make more money. I mean,
well,
go
she
find a different
secretly wants to be a
job.
stay-at-home mom.
I really think that's what she wants.
I mean, that's what she put on in that paper in that game.
Yeah. I really think that is what she wants. But it sounds like she just wants to be completely dependent on her partner.
Yeah.
But also wants to work. I don't know. I don't know what Noi wants. Not sure if she knows what she wants, truly. Which is why she needs to spend some more time in her little room.
Oh,
after decision day.
Her little room.
Yep, after decision day.
Yeah, I think they both should say no.
I think Steve should say no. I feel
Why
like Noi would
wait?
say.
Why should Noi say yes if Steve should say no? Why?
I just feel like Noi can't turn Steve down. Like I feel like Steve overall is a good catch.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like Steve would be good for Noi. I don't think Noi is good for Steve.
Yeah, I mean they could learn things from each other if Noi were to listen. And I feel like, Steve learns just, I guess the dynamics of having a female to consider. But I don't know. He seems like he's more mature in so many areas. I guess you're right.
Yeah, he's very mature. I feel like it would be like he's raising a child.
Yeah, and he doesn't ask for much either. He's just like,
he doesn't.
Can I please have you consider me in, some of these things and think about my feelings? Like he doesn't even ask for much.
No, and he's the way he communicates, how respectful he is.
Mm-hmm.
He does a very good job of controlling his emotions.
I wonder why his other relationships ended, but
that is a good question. Because he said he's been ready for marriage for a while.
Maybe they just weren't.
Yeah. Was he wandering the country?
Well, no, I don't think he did that for that long.
Oh, well, that was just during the pandemic, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he did it for that long.
I think there's someone else out there that's a little bit better for Steve. No, ain't it? Noi needs some more time by herself.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm so disappointed in Jasmina and Michael still. Like, oh my God. Jesus.
We can't make her be physically attracted to him, and she doesn't seem to believe that the attraction will grow. So,
I mean, I feel like at this point, just be with that. Instead of, I feel like she keeps putting it on Michael. Like, I need to see these things for him. I need to see these things from him. He's showing you everything. You keep saying, I need to see more connection. Girl, there is no more connection. There is no more vulnerability that he can show you. He literally has given you everything.
He's gone all out. I don't know what else he could do.
Right. So I feel like that's the frustrating part to me is that she keeps, I mean, I'm glad that Michael's like, I can't do anything else. I've done all that I can do. But it's like, stop keep putting it on him like that, Jasmina. Because I feel like at some level, he probably does feel bad and trying to figure out, because he keeps asking, like, what more can I do? What more can I do? That has to be, like, hard to deal with. keep trying
There's
to
nothing
think
else
of.
he can do except be in a different body.
Yeah,
That's
so she should just, if there's nothing more than he could do, then stop putting it on him. Just be like, let him know there's nothing more that you can do. There's
You
nothing
think she should
more.
just come out and tell him I'm not physically attracted to you?
I mean, if she doesn't feel comfortable saying that because she doesn't want to hurt his feelings, then that's fine. But I'm just saying she could just say, we've done all that we can do. We've put forth our best efforts. We've been vulnerable with each other. And at this point, the only thing we can do is just continue to do what we're doing. You don't have to keep saying you need to do more, do more, do more. I can't think of any other way for him to be more vulnerable.
And I also wonder why she keeps saying the feelings just aren't there, because she has feelings for him.
Right. I'm telling you what I think it is, honestly. It's that anticipation and that anxiety that you get when you're about to see someone, that you like. I feel like that's what it is, honestly. But I don't know. And it could be a mixture of the attraction and that, because I feel like even if she isn't attracted to him, to me, she kind of acts like it though. Because if I'm not attracted to a guy, there's just certain things and just certain way that I'm going to be with him that would show that a little bit more than what I feel like Jasmina does.
See, I think he should take his sister's advice though. Just like think about yourself for a minute, not Jasmina. Like, is this going to be enough for you? Are you going to get what you need in this relationship?
I mean, because the thing is, aside from the sex, they are giving each other everything they want in their relationship. And that's the frustrating part about it.
I mean, they're just really good friends right now. That's it.
I don't know.
Poor
And
Michael.
it's really, and it's so sad because it is that friendship foundation that they have is like top tier. Like, that's good. You want to have that because you want to be able to fall back on that feeling that friendship feeling. Like, think about how you are with your friends. You give your friends the benefit of the doubt. Like, having that friendship foundation is crucial because you're a little bit more lenient when you have this other aspect to your spouse that you know and that you love. It's multifaceted, it's more dynamic in that way. But I don't know. I feel like maybe they should just go ahead, just have sex, and maybe that will be the spark.
I think if she is willing to give it some more time, that she could get there.
Because if you're not there, I feel like like everybody else keeps saying before, you have to do more things to develop that part of your relationship. Like sometimes people think that, intimacy just comes, especially physical intimacy just comes because most of the time that's how we see it, in other relationships on TV. That's usually the first thing that happens. But in situations where it's not the first thing, just like when sometimes other forms of intimacy are not the first thing, you build on them. It's just awkward when it's the opposite, when you have to build on that physical intimacy. It's kind of like, this isn't right, this is wrong, because it's just not how society or how we normally think of relationships. Because there's so many different levels of intimacy, and I feel like they have different levels of intimacy. They just don't have that physical intimacy that they would want. And sometimes you just have to build on it. Just like if they didn't have, the emotional intimacy, like they didn't, what did they do? They worked on it. They became more vulnerable. They started talking about things and they built on it. But they're not building on that physical intimacy because they're just assuming that it should just happen naturally, but it doesn't work that way sometimes.
Jasmina needs to sit down and make a list.
Like a pros and cons?
Make a list. I think so. And I think she would find that there's a lot more pros than cons.
Yeah. And I feel like she's too quick to put him in the friend zone.
Because, you may find a guy who you think is better looking, but will he have all of these qualities that Michael has? Will y'all vibe the same way? Will y'all have the same chemistry?
Yeah.
Because that's long lasting. She needs to just, I don't know. I want someone to shake her.
Yeah, I mean, that's not her fault. It's society's fault. It's the world's fault of how relationships are presented to us and the way that we process relationships to be. But sometimes it's just not that way. There's nothing wrong with having to build on physical intimacy. But, people make it seem like, oh, that's unnatural. You don't, if you're not attracted to the person like that, if you don't immediately want to take their clothes off, then that's just not it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. They're the only ones that I'm like really like concerned about, because I have no idea what either one of them would say. And I feel like they should say yes, but I'm like so scared.
I want them to say yes. I just don't know if it's going to happen. And it makes me sad because I think they could be a really good couple.
Do you think, I've been literally like thinking about this like all day, trying to think.
All day.
Trying to decide, like, is Michael going to say yes? Is Jasmina going to say yes?
Yeah, because he might end up saying no.
Right. Because I feel like it really hurt him when he told her what they had the dance lessons that he was going to have romantic feelings, and she was just like, yeah, I'm not there yet.
And she keeps saying, yeah, girl, decision day is in 2 days.
Yeah, like, oh, no, I'm not there. It's like, what else? I don't know. I'm telling you.
And I think what they really need to discuss is, okay, if you're not there by decision day, are you still okay with seeing if you can get there, or is it just a hard no?
I'm trying. You know what? I've been thinking, like, are they not allowed to have these conversations? Because I feel like I would be wanting to know what you're gonna say. Like, you don't know what you're gonna say tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, yes, no, you're not attracted to me today, but do you think we could work on getting there? I don't know.
I feel like these are, I honestly do feel like sometimes those decisions, just like with any relationship, sometimes when it's not something bad going on, like a Lindsay and Mark situation, where it's something like this is a decision I feel like Jasmine and Michael should discuss and make together.
Yeah. I'm still hoping it'll be like a Karen Miles situation.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Because
we'll find out in 2 weeks.
I really like them together. They're so fun. I'm like, I want to hang out with Michael and Jasmina.
I wonder what it is for her. Like, what's your type?
True. You know? Yeah, I don't know. It's just she doesn't show any signs to me that she's like physically unattracted to him. Because most of the time when there's like that like non-physical attraction, you don't really want to do physical sexiness type things.
And they haven't.
Well, that's feeling like they've done not sex, but they've done other things, like even the little, the dancing thing that they were doing. And most of the time when people aren't attracted to people, they feel kind of annoyed by having to do that kind of stuff. From the past episodes, the seasons, I mean.
Yeah, but I will say she has not ever once commented on how he looks. Not once in the 4 months that we've been watching this show.
Nope.
Like, not once has she said, oh, he's cute, he's handsome, sexy. Nothing.
Well, I think she did say she liked his body a couple of times.
His arms.
I thought she said something about something else. Like I think she was trying to say it in like a subtle way. She was like, he's really fit. He works out a lot. And I like that, or something she said.
Yeah. I just feel like when the couples are physically attracted to each other, this season and past seasons, they say it.
Did they?
But she hasn't done it once.
Does Noah and Steve, they don't comment on each other's physical.
They mentioned it. Yeah. In the beginning.
I think because the producers asked, right?
I mean, I guess.
Maybe they just should have asked. Why didn't they ask them? Why did they ask Jasmine and Michael?
They could have asked her. Maybe it just didn't get included.
They should have included it.
Well, Michael had said that she's pretty. We saw his reaction when she walked down the aisle. We know he's attracted to her.
Oh, true.
But moving on to Elijah Wan and Katina.
I feel like I just want to take back everything that I've said about Elijah Wan.
I don't like that man. Not one bit.
It's not that I don't like him. I felt like he was, moving more in the right direction. But, and it's not that I feel like the things that he's saying that he wants in a wife is like bad. Like, fine, Elijah Wan. If you're saying that, you want a woman that is more established and is done with that part of her life, like she's done with school, because yes, dealing with school is a lot. And having a spouse that's in school is a lot. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot of working around, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we get it.
You don't want to hear nothing about school.
We get it. Okay. I can understand that. So in that instance, I just feel like Elijah Wan is just not the man for Katina at all.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not the man for anybody.
I'm not saying he's not the man for anybody, because some women might like that, and some women, he might need another strong person to balance him, or to, to be able to handle that, or to be established, like these, the type of woman that is established and that sees things the way that he sees it. Because there's women out there that sees the things the way he sees it. That's the type of person that he needs to be with. Because
I just think his expectations are so unrealistic. You want this woman to have an established career and be a homemaker too?
Yes, I feel like those expectations are messed up to try to put that much pressure on a woman. But what I'm saying is there are women that do that, like they want that in a relationship. I mean, I've seen stuff on TikTok where women like want to be submissive, and to me, I'm like, that's crazy. But I'm not going to knock how you want to live your life. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is he can't make Katina feel bad because that's not who she is, and that's the problem. If that's not what you want, Elijah Wan, then that's not what you want. But that doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with Katina.
Yeah.
And that's where the issue lies.
Yeah. He's always trying to put her down because she's not meeting his expectations of what he wants in life.
If that's not it, then that's not it. Just move on with your life at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, it's starting to get like, I don't know, a little annoying, yeah. And I feel bad for Katina because he's so wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm. See those tears last week? Not genuine.
I'm just saying he's so wishy-washy in what he says. Like, one minute it's, I really wanted someone that's established in their career, da 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 da. The next minute it's like, oh, I'm so happy I'm with you and we're matched, and I wouldn't want to, like, you make me happy. I wouldn't want to be without you. Just stop with that. Like, I can't. That is so annoying.
All talk, I'm telling you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's such a difference to me between him crying in his confessional last week to that part where he was essentially saying they should both say no.
I feel like that's why he was crying last week, saying that Katina should say no. Because I feel like he does want to be married with Katina, but then at the same time, he doesn't want, like you said, he has these expectations that he's boxed himself into. And it's like, okay, Elijah Wan, go live in your box, whatever.
But why did he have to go about communicating it to her that way? You didn't think the way he said it was a little harsh?
Yeah, I think we're talking about two different things. I thought you were talking about why he was crying last week and how it relates to this
I am. Week. So I'm talking about the contrast between him crying last week and him being harsh with her the night before they left for decision day. Like, what was that? It seemed like he was like, I'm not going to be sad if we don't stay married. That's what that seemed like to me.
Yeah. I thought you were asking like why he was crying last week.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I think the feeling that he was feeling about them not being together is the same. Maybe last week he was dealing with the emotion of realizing that, and then this week he's kind of cold to it, like he's over it, he understands. Especially because she was saying how she would be sad if they wouldn't be together, and he's like, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. Like, what?
I'll be all right.
That was kind of like, damn.
And I would not say yes to someone like that. If you're going to be that okay with it, no.
You know what I think is going to happen?
What?
I think Elijah Wan is going to say yes and Katina's going to say no.
I think he wants Katina to say no. I really do. I think he doesn't want to look like the bad guy. He wants Katina to say no.
I think he's gonna want to say, this is what I think. I either think Katina is gonna say no and he's gonna say yes, or I think he's gonna pull that whole BS about we should get a divorce but still date. That's what
I think Katina's going to say yes. She's not saying no.
I don't think Katina's gonna say yes.
She is, for some reason, head over heels with this man.
I don't think she's gonna say yes. I don't know.
What indication has she given that she'll say no?
That last conversation they just had.
What'd she say though? She seemed like she just really wants him to say yes.
I think from that conversation, she thinks that he's gonna say no, so she's gonna say no.
Oh God,
that's what I think is gonna happen.
Oh man, I don't see her saying no.
He's alluding like he's gonna say no.
I really just think he wants her to.
But I feel like she is gonna say no because she thinks he's gonna say no.
I pray to God she says no, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, she doesn't really need somebody that's gonna be like annoyed with where you are in your life. Like what? Like how are you gonna be married to someone that literally does not like the fact that you are still in school and this is just where you are in your life journey? Like what?
Yeah, he said it was an issue in his last relationship.
I wonder how.
I wonder if he needs a partner who can make their lives all about Elijah. And if these women are too busy working on themselves and getting their careers together, they can't do that.
I don't know if he wants the research to be about Elijah. I don't know. I really can't figure Elijah out. But I do know that it is weird if he has to dictate where somebody is in their life journey. And so for those reasons, she should say no.
I think we all agree that she should say no.
But maybe for different reasons.
Katina needs to realize that she needs to say no.
Oh. I'm telling you, I feel like for some reason that something clicked in that last conversation with Elijah for her.
Now, it should have clicked weeks ago when he was hollering at her. She was kind of just like
staring after he said it too. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like she just seemed kind of shocked by what he said.
Yeah, she just stopped packing and she was just like staring. And I feel like she had a moment of, clarity right there.
Because I think she's always thought that he would say yes. And in that moment, she just got nervous that he wouldn't.
Right.
When they were at the dinner and he was questioned, I didn't like the way he was questioning her. Like, what's going on?
I don't know. It was like a job interview or some shit.
Yeah. Like, again, like she's just always going to have to try and prove herself to him. And that's going to be tiring.
Because he can't be supportive of where she is in her life journey.
Or just who she is, period.
That's just weird. Like, why? That's what I feel like, that's just not the right person for her.
I don't think anyone should be treated that way. But you're right. There probably are women out there who would be fine with it. Couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Could not be me.
I mean, I feel like, there's some women that like the whole authority type thing from their husbands. And
well, apparently Katina likes it because she said that's what she needs. She's like, I kind of like that. Girl. Okay. I
don't know. That just screams daddy issues to me. But yeah, I was like, nah, she don't need to be with this guy because what the hell?
Mm-mm.
I mean, I was kind of shocked too at that last conversation that they had. I was like, wait, what? He was like, I'm just letting you know, sometimes you got to be selfish. I'm being selfish with my decision. And I suggest you do the same. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
I would just get so tired of him talking to me like this. Goodness, I am not your student or one of your players. Stop talking to me like that.
I feel like she just respects him so much. Like she feels like she can learn so much from him, I feel like. And that's why she kind of like looks up to him in a way, it seems. You know?
Because he's essentially told her that she should. You see where I'm at in life? You're trying to get here. That's, he gets on my nerves.
I mean, I can see how he could think, you know, like, oh, she is. It does seem like Katina has been all over the place. Like, that's whatever. But, you know, you can't be like that if you want to be with that person. Like, yeah, it's good to be supportive. You know, you could guide them if they need to be guided, or provide them some life experiences if you have it, but not in a way where you're like their dad.
He said she lacks life experience. Like, what does he mean by that?
I don't know.
I mean, she seems like she has lived life. That's why she lived her life and now she's going to school. He makes it seem like she just graduated from high school and like hasn't lived.
Right.
She's 30 years old.
So I don't know what he knows about her background that we don't know, that making him think that way. I don't know. But either way, it's just, they just shouldn't be together.
The only couple that should be together is Michael and Jasmina, and they probably won't.
Right.
Be together.
Right.
Which is
it's
very
so sad. The experts need to do better. They need a better screening process. Put me in the game, coach. Because, like, I feel like, let me screen some people. They need, like, biosocial assessments done on them or something. Come on.
They do need to revamp the show, though. It may be a good idea to get some new experts in. Or rotate them in and out.
Or just have the experts be really, really, really be involved and not just there or not there. Because they're not really there.
No, they're not.
I feel like it's hard enough being married to somebody that you know, and you're trying to get married to a stranger. Like, regular couples that want to be together, that are trying to work things out, that are trying to understand each other, that are trying to build healthy marriages, even if they don't have problems, they're just trying to build on their strengths. Even they recognize the need sometimes to go to, you know, therapy, psychoeducation for marriage or whatever weekly. These couples, what they see them like once every 3 weeks, maybe.
Like,
that's
they
not
don't see
enough.
very often. And when they do see them, they don't seem to be very helpful.
Right.
So don't forget, next week they're doing some Decision Day special or MAFS review wrap up. So no new episode next week, but we'll be back the week after next.
Ooh, please. Any updated predictions? This is your last chance. Comment below.
Let us know.
I wonder how people side with me that Katina's going to say no. Did y'all peep the vibes? We'll talk to y'all after Decision Day. Dun, dun, dun. Bye.
Bye.